Yo, what's up? Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to be talking about 4 benefits of quitting marijuana. Stay tuned. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another lesson here at Sobriety University. This channel is designed to help you navigate your sobriety journey, get through some of the ups and downs that come with getting sober, and just kind of talk about recovery-related topics. So this one is going to be 4 benefits of quitting marijuana. This is going to be similar to the one we did recently about alcohol, so check that one out. It's I think 5 benefits of quitting alcohol. And we're just going to keep expanding on this, and I think having some kind of direction of where we're going and kind of able to see at least some light at the end of the tunnel, that was really important for me at the beginning, because I felt like a lot of depression and anxiety and stuff, and just kind of knowing that like this won't last forever was kind of internally motivating. And I think I wouldn't have gotten clean if I didn't have any idea that anything positive was going to come from it. So we're going to just dive right in. Number 1 is going to be sleep. A lot of people talk about this. Some people in my life talked about this that are kind of going through this, and I experienced it as well. This could be either oversleeping or undersleeping, and kind of being able to kind of normalize that and find that balance. And a lot of folks use marijuana to help with sleep. I think though it does become a crutch, and so there might be an initial period where it's really difficult to sleep. Over time though, it gets a lot easier, and eventually we're just kind of able to just kind of get in that natural circadian rhythm, as they call it, which is just our natural sleep cycle. And another huge benefit of this is when we're not stoned, we get to dive into REM sleep, which is kind of the deep sleep state. I would totally recommend checking out some more info on sleep and stuff. There's a ton of information out there. And essentially when we're smoking, we lose that ability to go into REM sleep, and that's often why we don't have dreams usually. It's almost like we go to sleep and we wake up. And from what I've heard is the weed just kind of shuts that off. And so when we're off weed, of course, we get to go into that sleep, we get to dream, we get to process things. I've had a lot of like big insights during my sleep, and kind of just like awakenings, almost just kind of like, oh, this is like maybe something from high school, like a dream that where I was back in high school, that would play out, and I would wake up and I'd be like, oh, this is why like I feel this way, is because of this memory back in high school. And dreams can be a really powerful way to accelerate healing and just help us learn more about ourselves. So huge benefit of quitting weed is sleep. Number 2 is going to be less munchies. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I loved getting stoned and eating as much food as I possibly could. Over time, though, this definitely has some serious consequences where, I would just eat to the point of I couldn't stop eating. And for those that don't know why, it's the cannabinoids in the weed attached to the receptors in our brain that tell us we're full, and essentially they just shut them off. So that's why we never get that signal that you've eaten too much, because the receptors that tell us, that send the messages to our psyche that, hey, you're full, you can stop now, they're just inactive. It's pretty hilarious actually. So obviously when we're not smoking, we just get into, just like with the sleep, we get into a natural food rhythm, and we can kind of learn like to eat when we're hungry instead of when we're bored. I found I was eating like, it was almost like in my face. I was eating so much less when I stopped smoking. I just wasn't hungry all the time, and it kind of spooked me for a little bit. Like, I'm like, is something wrong? Like, I'm not eating 7 meals a day. Like, it's a problem. It's like, no, that's like a normal healthy balance of food. It's just I was totally overdoing it because I just never felt full. Huge benefit of quitting weed is less munchies. Number 3 is increased energy. This one I think we could probably just stop it here. Like, I spent a lot of my days in my bed just watching TV, unable to move, playing video games, just being super lazy. And it was just interesting how when I quit, I just got so much more energy left, I just got so much more energy back, and I was able to like go to the gym. I actually had energy for it. Before I would like be smoking, and I would get maybe like a 2 minute window where I got like enthused to go like exercise or go do something active. And if I didn't take action within that 2 minutes, just it was over. And that would be it for like the whole day. And sometimes even when I would act on that urge and go to the gym or something, I would get there, I'd look at the weights, and I literally just put my coat on and turn around. Or I'd do like 3 curls and be like, nah, I'm bored. I want to go get high again. And so when we're free of that addictive kind of pattern, we just get to, put our energy elsewhere. When I was off the weed, I just noticed I was able to start putting my energy towards goals and passions and things that really like kind of filled my soul that I had been neglecting. So like physical activity, relationships, career, work stuff, meditation, like just so much energy was wasted for me, either waiting for my dealer, jonesing to get high, sitting on my bed doing absolutely nothing besides like watching TV and YouTube or whatever. And all that energy, I just didn't realize how much time I was spending in this area. And I was kind of getting frustrated because I'm like, why isn't my life accelerating or doing anything? And I smirked because it's like, I wasn't doing anything. It's like, I couldn't even see it. So yeah, as soon as I got clean, I started really making some progress towards careers and dreams and goals. And even today, I have to kind of work on some of that regret I have about like, that's 5 years I wasted that could have been spent towards saving money, working on a career and stuff. And yeah, I just have to accept that that was my consequence. That is my consequence. And now I get the freedom to actually work on this stuff. And so maybe 5 years from now, I'll start to see the fruits of the labor instead of never seeing it at all. So number 3 is more energy. And the last one is money. So I know I spent a ton of money on weed. Not only that, it did like a weird like reversal. Like not only did I spend a ton of money on weed, I spent so much time smoking that it didn't work. So I didn't even have that much money to begin with, and it was just kind of like a vicious cycle. And so, it's kind of crazy. I have money now. I can go to the store, get food. It's not a stressor. I'm not spending money on bags of weed every week, and like a lot of people I've talked to, it's gotten pretty serious, including myself. Like we'd spend so much money a week on weed. Like, I mean, an ounce is like what, $300, and when the addiction gets really serious, it can become like an ounce a week is kind of normal. And we think about that $300 a week, that's $1,200 a month. That's like a lot of money, and most folks, I can't say that. It's probably a good split. A lot of folks, though, aren't really living these glamorous career work lifestyles. So money's kind of like a scarce commodity in a sense. And throwing that every day towards weed is just kind of insanity. And so one of the gifts of getting clean from any substance is we get to have that money to use elsewhere. So for investing, for treating ourselves, maybe going on a vacation, it's just kind of like almost mind-boggling how much money will just almost appear in our bank accounts one day when we kick the habit. So that's something totally to look forward to. And feel free to comment below if you've had money wins getting sober, or just kind of maybe uncertain about the financial aspects of things, and kind of having this inclination that maybe if I were to let go of this habit, I would have some more money. So, and that's going to be it for this video. So thank you so much for tuning in. For those that have watched, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that stuff. You can always dip out anytime. No hard feelings. And we're going to continue this talk on sobriety and stuff and recovery related topics. Looking forward to it. Feel free to hit up the email below for one-on-one coaching, where I help people kind of get through those initial stages of recovery, or kind of maybe start to establish a plan. Maybe diving into recovery groups is not really our first choice, and we got to work up to that. So again, feel free to hit me up, and we'll talk to you next one. Peace.